Do you agree that trust is the foundation on which all successful relationships are built? And this is especially true in a workplace setting. Fostering a culture of trust can significantly enhance collaboration, communication, and overall productivity of your team. Creating trust isn't just a nice to have, it is essential. Trust leads to open communication, increased morale, and more engaged workforce. When people trust their leaders and colleagues, they are more likely to take risks, share ideas, and work together effectively. Good day, everyone. My name is Major Amit. I'm an executive coach, consultant, and a trainer. And today we're going to explore a fundamental aspect of leaders' success, which is building trust in their teams as well as in the organization. Now, in this session, we will cover the key elements of building and maintaining trust within an organization. We'll discuss why trust matters, how it can be developed, and some practical strategies to foster a trusting environment. Now, let's dive in and explore how trust can be built stronger and how can we build more trusting workplaces. But what exactly is trust? Now, trust can be found in essentially three characteristics of a workplace relationship. The first category is trust goes out of the ability to perceive others, and essentially we're talking about management or leaders as being credible, right? Now, as being credible. Now, that's what they say is true, that their actions are consistent with their words and that they will be ethical in their business practices. Now, trust also depends on how much employees experience respect, and we're not talking about respect in terms of talking respectfully to people, and not just in communication and conduct, but more importantly through support provided for professional growth. Now, and the inclusion of employees' ideas in decision making, and through care, and both within the workplace and in life outside of work. And finally, trust also grows out of a sense that one will be treated fairly by an organization or leader. That regardless of position or personal characteristics, one can expect a certain level of fair and equitable treatment by people within the organization in terms of pay and benefits, career development opportunities, or just resolutions of their problems or concerns. But why should we care about trust at work? People come to work, they'll do their work and go away. So why should we actually care about trust? Statistics show that people who work at high trust companies experience 74% less stress. The opposite is also true, right? A low trust work environment can be stressful for everyone involved. A boss or a manager who doesn't trust you is less likely to give you freedom and flexibility to work on your own terms. They'll be more likely to micromanage and carefully check your work. Co-workers who don't trust you are unlikely to collaborate with you or help you out. You won't get invited to after-work gatherings or events. Building trust in teams from the beginning and maintaining it is crucial. Once your credibility starts to slip, people may see you as less reliable. Yeah, and since people are likely to befriend trustworthy people, your perception at work may continue to therefore fall further. Especially now, with more people working from home as part of virtual teams, trust is even more important than ever. A remote team must have high level of trust to operate efficiently. Now that we understand what trust is and why is it so important, let's look at how we can build and reinforce trust in our own life and workplace. You need to consciously take actionable steps to build trust. It won't happen overnight, it's a process. First strategy to build trust is to always work on and value long-term relationships. Trust requires long-term thinking. It may seem convenient in the moment to blame someone else or to make decisions that benefit you in short term, but before you act, think about how your action may affect or how others perceive you in future. And second is be honest. Developing a reputation as someone who is dishonest is one of the fastest ways to erode trust. Always tell the truth, even if it is awkward. That's okay. It's important for your team members to know who you are. Even if honest feedback hurts, people will still accept it knowing that you're honest, being truthful, and that the feedback is for their own betterment ultimately. Third is honor your commitment. A trustworthy person does everything in their power to stick to agreements they've made. If you made a promise, follow through on it. Avoid making promises that you might not be able to keep. Walk the talk, do what you say, and say what you will do. Fourth is to have the courage to admit when you're wrong, right? That's very, very powerful. People don't like to hear excuses, and they align with the aspect of being honest. If you have done something wrong or made a mistake, it's best to just be upfront about it, right? If you realize you were incorrect about something, own up to it, and people will respect you for it. Vulnerability or being vulnerable enough to admit fault can humanize you and make you more trustworthy. Fifth is to communicate and communicate effectively. Trust can be easily damaged by miscommunication. Try your best to communicate in a way that doesn't leave room for misinterpretation. If you aren't sure about something during a conversation, ask questions to clarify. Listening is just as important as speaking for effective communication. Make sure you give others a chance to talk. It will show that you care if you genuinely listen. And sixth strategy is to be vulnerable. We talked about it earlier also, but this is very important, right? Being open about your emotions and showing some feelings can help about building trust. It shows that you care and that you're human too. Don't be afraid to let coworkers know if something has upset you or stressed you out. This one needs to be approached carefully. You don't want to go telling all of your overly personal details, obviously not. A level of emotional intelligence is needed to make sure that you aren't oversharing or undersharing. Begin by sharing gradually. Done correctly, opening up about your feelings can strengthen a trusting relationship. And the seventh strategy is being genuinely interested and helpful in people's growth. Leaders who are trustworthy will tend to go out of their way to help people if they can. Not because of some agenda or because they expect to get something out of it, but simply because they're genuinely good readers and they care about their people, about the growth of their people. They will always be open to mentor and coach their team members, and they will be there to guide when required. Now, eighth strategy is to show people that you care, right? People will naturally trust you more if they feel that you're truly interested in them. Remembering little details about name of team member's child or asking how the weekend was is a good place to start. You've probably worked with someone who seemed to be in their own bubble, right? They don't seem to care about anyone else besides themselves. You likely also worked with someone who was very friendly and regularly checked in to see how you were doing. Which person do you find more trustworthy? Even something as simple as remembering and saying someone's name can show that you care. As Dale Carnegie once said, a person's name is to that person the sweetest, most important sound in any language. And finally, stand up for what's right. Good leaders respect honesty. When some bosses may like yes people who agree with everything they say, best leaders value insight and opinions. At the same time, don't sacrifice your values and what you believe just to appease people or try to get ahead. This will decrease your trust with others. As leaders, it's important for people to understand who you are and what you stand for. Now, building trust doesn't happen overnight. As I said earlier, it's a journey. Learning how to build trust effectively will help you in all your relationships. You need to know how to build trust in workplace if you want to progress, but it's also true in personal relationships as well. When it comes to building trust, keep a long-term approach, be honest, honor your commitment, admit when you're wrong, and you'll be well on your way to being seen as a trustworthy leader. Now, do leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more insights into leadership excellence. Till then, keep leading with trust. Thank you.